that this was the way it really was. And a new generation caught the car bug and couldn't be cured. Everybody got into the act. Charlie Chaplin did his own number on the drivers of the 1914 Santa Monica Grand Prix. The movies gave us one side. Reality showed us another. And after a while, we began to wonder about these things called cars, and if they weren't out to get even with us. The theory was, build a lot of cars the same and they'll be better. So, the production line. For almost every car off the line, there was somebody out there with an urge to change it, for better or for worse. The idea was to experiment, to make things different. Practicality had nothing to do with it. Cicero said that everything splendid is rare, and nothing is harder to find than perfection. Elegance was for the people with the tango in their heads, the money in their pockets, and the ego to own the very best. But most people went along with the trend. And besides, production cars made more sense. We passed the innocent years, came out of the war, danced away the 20s, felt the depression, and then got behind the wheel again. Racing became the rage on board tracks, dirt ovals, or up Pikes Peak. Nothing else mattered as long as the driver's right foot was all the way to the floor. In Indianapolis, there was more going on than just floorboard driving. Great names in racing were becoming household words. Shaw, Frame, Myers, Cummings. And the cars had new stature, too. They weren't home-built experiments anymore. They had power, sophistication, and agility. They were thoroughbred. We always wanted to go faster than the other guy. And the land speed record run started the ladder up. First on the Daytona sand, then on the Bonneville salt. 200, 300, 400, 500. 622 miles an hour. And Gary Gablick finally broke Craig Breedlove's record with a rocket-powered car. But now Breedlove says he's coming back with his own rocket and his own vision of what it all means to be the fastest man on wheels. A milestone in the history of racing.
When I crashed my first jet car in 1964 at 500 miles an hour, I was very frightened. The new car has a potential of probably 1,000 miles an hour. Frankly, I hope I don't have to drive it that fast.
I've been up to Frisco for the sprints, out to Charlotte to see the stocks, into the Glen for the Grand Prix, Indy for the drags and for the big one, Springfield for the dirt track, Ontario for the 500, Sebring for the 12 hours, and Daytona for the 24. I paid $200 million to sit with 40 million fans. I've eaten 20 tons of hot dogs and drunk a Rose Bowl full of pop. I'm this year's spectator, Race Fan USA.
in the morning. Feel like the sun coming up on daytime, shine on everyone, coming up on darkness, warm me in your arms, let me know another lonely night has come and gone.
The spectator's day is a long one, full of aching feet, dust in your eyes, maybe too many hot dogs, and that inevitable separation between you and the real life of the drivers, guys behind the wheel out there. But we enjoy it here, and without us, there would be no race at all. And when it's all over, there's a feeling that even as tired as you are, you still hate to leave the theater where the drama was played.
Oh, in the evening, feel alone at last. All of the things that the daytime brings roll gently in the past. There's nothing left to see except the stars and moon to let me know another lonely day is coming soon.
I guess everybody who sits up here in the stands as a spectator would like to get out there on the track and drive, and every once in a while you get a chance. That's me down there, practicing for the annual Ontario Motor Speedway Celebrity Pro-Am race for charity. There were 7 cars, 14 drivers for the race. Wilt Chamberlain had a real problem.
Great car. You keep one leg outside and drag your foot.
We all got together with Kirk Douglas to kick up our heels and have a little fun for charity. My co-driver was Indianapolis winner Parnelli Jones. Hugh Downs was teamed with Mark Donohue. Astronaut Pete Conrad with Mario Andretti. Golf pro Ken Venturi shared his car with a 1970 Indianapolis winner, Al Unser. Dino Martin was driving with a guy who won Indianapolis twice, Roger Ward. Dick Smothers with another Indy winner, Bobby Unser. Tennis champ Pancho Gonzalez was paired with Dan Gurney. And Kirk Douglas with David Lockton, president of the Speedway, and along with Kirk, organizer of the event.
I do anything, but I got to play golf. Otherwise, I'd like to be with you. Okay.
Don DeFore and Artie Johnson were in the pit crews. So were Glenn Ford, Chad Everett, Chuck Connors, Gail Fisher, a gang of others.
We're number 2.
Are you kidding? I wouldn't even drive on a freeway let alone here.
I'm chicken.
What I'm afraid of is this crowd. If they asked me to MC this thing, I wouldn't feel bad at all. But the idea of these people watching me drive a car makes me nervous as a cat.
All right.
Have you ever driven one of these?
No? I'd try it if I were you. Okay.
My pit crew was Stephen Boyd, Lou Rawls, and J.C. Agajanian. There were going to be 3 pit stops when Parnelli and I would change off driving. The race itself was to be 12 laps, or about 40 miles. We watched Kirk's flag, then made the Le Mans start dash to tag our teammates and send them on their way. The pros took off first.